Osho, one of the most brilliant and controversial spiritual minds of the 20th century. Someone who challenged everything, norms of society, norms of religion, the way we see the world. Osho was different. He was not a spiritual guru who was seen to meditate on the top of a mountain. For him, spiritual enlightenment cannot be found by escaping this world, but rather accepting it in its totality. And that's why sometimes it's difficult to understand it. He used references from different religions, from different texts, and from different teachers. And let's say one of his favorite teachers was Kabir. Kabir, the great mystic, someone who was difficult to understand, just like Osho. And that's why today's story becomes interesting. Because today we are going to talk about fear, validation, something that still rings true across this generation. Now, Kabir, as we know, he was fantastic, he was mystical. And so, whenever somebody came to him for any sort of suggestions or for lessons or just to hear him out, he would ensure that they would stay for dinner. But Kabir also had a son named Kamal, and Kamal was a practical person. And slowly they start seeing that their debts begin to rise. Obviously, when anyone comes to you for having a lesson and you invite him for dinner, that's gonna cost you. But Kabir, being Kabir, he knew that this is the way to be. So one day Kamal, seeing all the debt rises, goes to his father and tells him, Father, the debts are rising really high. Soon it will be difficult for us to afford food for ourselves. You should stop calling people for dinner. Kabir, as usual, just shrugs off his shoulder and asks him, The one who is asking us to pay will also repay this. You don't worry. But Kamal insists, Father, we have to ensure that we don't have many people over here just for having dinner. It's not gonna work. And Kabir says, Okay, if this is what you want, then fine, I won't ask them to stay for dinner. But next day, Kabir, true to his own self, again asks someone to stay back for dinner. And this really disrupts Kamal. Now he again goes back to his father, tells him that you promised, right? That no one else for dinner? Kabir says that he refuses to be a prisoner of even his own words. Think of the authenticity, think of the freedom that this person was living for. Days went by and still the circle goes on. Kamal was now really getting impatient. And he goes back to his father and tells him that if this continues, that soon I would have to go and steal because now no one will give us credit. And Kabir, just like a child, appreciates him. You fool, why didn't you think of this earlier? This is a brilliant idea. Come on, let's go and let's steal something tonight. Imagine the moment, the great, mystical, spiritual Kabir asking his son to steal. This could not make any sense to Kamal, but he doesn't say anything. He goes back. At the night, he goes to Kabir, tells him that today he's gonna steal because there is no other way. Then Kabir is okay if you're anyway going to go and now I'm also awake, so let me nump me. So these guys go there and Kamal was visibly shaken. Kabir asks him that what scares you? And he's like, I'm here to steal and that is what makes me afraid. What are you afraid of? That people will get to know that I am stealing? Kabir says, so what? At least do your job in a better manner so that the people who are sleeping won't get disturbed. Somehow, this father son duo manages to steal for a bag of rice at the night. And as soon as they were going to go back, Kabir asked him, Kamal, why don't you go and tell the family that we have just stolen a bag and, so that they won't get afraid and they won't have to worry about what has happened. Now, this completely takes back Kamal and he's like, but if I tell them that we have stolen the rice, what will they make of us? No one will speak to us. No one will talk to us. No one will come and have food with us. Kabir says, This is what we exactly wanted, right? Its story is not about stealing and definitely not promoting the steal. It has its own consequences. But what this story definitely tells us is we live in our own prison of mind, bounded by external validations, bounded by fear, what someone will think of us if we do something or if we don't do it. The only thing that is common, which makes us think of these things, is the fear. This fear sometimes has no correlation to reality. Think of Kamal, think of Kabir, and one more thing. We sometimes are so desperately attached to our ego, of our own images that we have created of ourselves in our own mind, that we won't live. We won't live in the moment. We would only live in the mind of others, which anyone will think of. But that mind is full of themselves. So, in totality, we are not living. And this is what Posho says. This is what Kabir was saying. And I hope so. This